Tigers, immediately following this game, slugged a career-high 2 home runs Tuesday. He doubled. He drove in a personal best 4 runs. So we're set to go. The umpires are meeting with the coaches. Greg Moore of CSUN and Mike Trapasso of Hawaii. The Hawaii team flew over here on Wednesday, and they were able to work out here yesterday afternoon. Not Coach Trapasso. He didn't come to practice yesterday. He went down to Orange County to watch a junior college game. And then he got stuck on the freeway coming back to the San Fernando Valley, where his team is headquartered in one of the local hotels. Right now, the Matador players huddling in front of their third base dugout. They break ranks. The regulars go to the field. The reserves go to the third baseline. We're waiting for the national anthem to come up here in a moment or two. And the Rainbow Warriors, as they are known, from the University of Hawaii, all gather in front of the first base dugout. The umpires today, Stephen Corvey is working behind the plate. Ryan Bleiberg umpiring at first base. Stephen Barga is over at third base. CSUN has played more games this season than any of the other 8 teams in the Big West Conference. CSUN has had 41 games. 3 schools have played 38, 237, 136, and 135, and UC Davis just 32. That has helped the Matador players to rank high in several offensive categories. The team ratings are not as good as they look because of the extra games that all of CSUN's Big West rivals still have to play. But you still look at it and you can report that at the moment, CSUN is leading the league in home runs. They have 6 more than Santa Barbara, 13 ahead of 3 schools who are third. They are third in runs, doubles, and slugging percentage, 4th in stolen bases, 4th with the most strikeouts by hitters and the most caught stealing, 5th in hits, 6th in walks, 7th in on-base percentage, 8th in team batting average, 2 points ahead of UC Riverside, and 8th in triples with 5. UC Davis has only 3. How about the CSUN pitchers? Well, they are first in most home runs allowed, second in most walks, 4 a game, second in most strikeouts, 7 a game, and seventh in ERA. CSUN with an abnormally high ERA right now of 5.2. How about the fielding? Well, the Matadors have made the 3rd most errors in the Big West Conference. They are first in double plays. They are also 4th in most pass balls. So that's about how CSUN stands at the moment as they come into action today here at Northridge. Tay Vandervoort goes to the mound to begin his warm-up tosses for the Matadors this afternoon. Vandervoort on the year has 4 wins, 4 losses, an ERA of 3.38, third best on the staff, behind Connor O'Neill's 2.95 and Andrew Weston's 3.29. This is Tay's 11th start. In the other 10, he's worked 69-plus innings, so he's averaging about 7 innings a start, which is excellent. He has allowed 12 hits fewer than innings pitched. That's good. He has 28 walks. That's by far the most on the CSUN staff. But he also has 54 strikeouts, 2 behind club leader Sam Myers. Tay, among other things, has given up kind of an astounding number of doubles, 17 in 10 games, 4 home runs, and opponents are hitting .225 against him. 5 wild pitches, 4 hit batsmen, and 1 balk. So Vandervoort about to complete his 8 warm-up tosses and get set to face Hawaii in the first inning of this game. We've got only one other afternoon game in the Big West Conference. That'll be Long Beach State facing UC Davis. So we'll try to keep posted on that one as well. So here we go. Dave Vandervoort ready to go to the leadoff man, young man by the name of Dylan Vashulek. And Vashilik this year hitting .324 for his ball club. He's a junior out of Bainbridge Island, Washington. Has the second best average on the Rainbow Warriors. He's a pro-type leadoff man. Good on-base percentage, .407. And Vanderford's first pitch of the day is taken low, ball 1-0. Vashilik has had 48 hits in 36 games. That's 7 more than anybody on his team. He has been hit by 9 pitches. He doesn't like to walk. He doesn't strike out much either. Good leadoff man. Here's Vanderford's pitch. Swinging a foul ball in the left center. It's going to fall for a base hit. And here's a leadoff single for Vashilik to open the ball game today. That will bring on the shortstop, Dustin Demeter. Dustin comes in hitting .267, 1 homer, 22 runs batted in. Demeter is only a freshman out of Goleta, California, outside Santa Barbara. He was drafted by the Marlins, turned them down, and later another Major League organization offered Dustin $300,000, and he said no. I'll stay at the University of Hawaii. In left-handed. He takes a pitch inside from Vanderford, ball 1. Coach Mike Trapasso says that Demeter's going to be an outstanding player. He's got a good left-handed swing. He's the co-leader in RBI on the team with 22. Got a wiry kid. Waiting for Vanderford with the runner at first. Nobody out, first inning. The pitch taken high for a ball. And the count goes to 2-0. Hawaii enters the ball game with a team batting average of .268. The Matadors have one of .254. The Matadors, though, have hit 36 home runs. The Rainbow Warriors have hit only 14. Here's a called strike, making it 2-1. And anybody who has seen the University of Hawaii home field will tell you it's hard to hit a home run out there. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Demeter. Vashilik taking his lead. He's the top base stealer with 12 thefts in 15 attempts this year. Here's a bluff to first. And Dillon gets back. Kai Rios is on deck. Albie Weiss playing first. Alvaro Rubalcaba at second. Fred Smith at short. Nolan Bumstead at third. In the outfield, Kevin Riley returning. Justin Turner in center. Nick Sablock in right. Dylan Alexander behind the plate. And the pitch is swung on and popped up back a second. Backing out Rubalcaba to one-handed. And that's the first out in the top of the first inning. Here's the catcher, Kai Rios, coming up. Kai is the leading hitter on the Hawaii Ball Club with a .339 batting average. He has 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. In fact, his batting average, .339, is 15 points better than any teammate. He's only a sophomore from Oahu. And in his coach's words, he's our best guy. Number 1 on the team in on-base percentage, a glittering .438 on-base percentage, or he's been on base 44% of the time so far this year. He walks more than he strikes out. That's a very good sign. 18 walks, 14 strikeouts in 140 plate appearances. He hit .330 last year, so he's a good hitter, and he hits all fields, has some power, and his coach said he'll be drafted next year. First pitch in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 1 on, 1 out, no score. Top of the first inning at Matador Field in Northridge, California. I'm Ross Porter. Thank you for being with us today on GoMatadors.com. Vanderford delivers, and that's in for strike 2 call, and the count goes to 0-2. Andrew Weston pitches here tomorrow at 1 o'clock for CSUN. Sam Myers goes Sunday at 1 o'clock. The wind now is up at 20 miles per hour in the ballpark. And here's Vanderford setting, the right-hander ready. And comes to the plate. The runner goes to pitch high. Alexander's throw down to Rubalcaba. They got him. Dylan Alexander continuing to show why he is an outstanding defensive catcher. Now, he would say, my throw is not where I wanted it to be. I bounced it about 6 feet in front of Alvaro, but Rubalcaba got it and quickly applied the tag to Vashilik, and they got the out. Dylan Alexander will be a 4-year varsity letterman when he's through here this year. And he has thrown out close to 60% of opposing base stealers all the time he's been at CSUN. Outstanding. All right, next pitch outside. And so we got a 2-2 count to Kekai Rios. Kekai, K-E-K-A-I. That's how he spells the first name. Here's the wind by Tay Vandervoort and his pitch. Missed outside, full count, 3-2. Tay likes to go to the fastball when he's behind in the count. He also likes the elevated fastball. Let's see what he gives Rios with a payoff pitch upcoming. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a foul ball out of play along the right field line. The dimensions here at Matador Field, 325 feet down the left and right field lines, 360 feet up the alleys in left center and right center, and 390 feet to center field. Today, the wind favors the left-handed batters. Vandervoort reaches in the glove, building to the windup. The 3-2 pitch, ground ball up the middle, over second into center field for a base hit. So Vandervoort has allowed 2 singles to the first 3 batters he faced, but thanks to Alexander's quick throw to nail Vucelik, Vandervoort has only 1 runner on at first base against him and 2 men out. Now the cleanup man comes up, third baseman Josh Rojas. Rojas starts today hitting .254. Rojas had 1 home run and 18 runs batted in. Vandervoort stretches. Here's the pitch. And it's a called strike to the left-handed batting Rojas, who's a senior out of Litchfield Park, Arizona. Struggled last year on offense, batted .220. He goes to all fields. He has improved his hitting. He's got a good eye at the plate in the pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul down to Weiss at first. So Vandervoort ahead 0-2. Rojas has 22 walks this year and only 12 strikeouts in 150 at-bats. Not bad. Played second base last year at Hawaii. Now he's at third base. Good defender. Coach talks about his quick first step after fielding the ball. All right, the stretch by Vandervoort. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Very high for a ball, 1-2. Hawaii has had a losing record each of the last 4 years, but comes in today with a mark of 22-14 this season. Mike Trapasso took over the Hawaii baseball program way back in 2002. Vandervoort ready. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing a looper to third. Bumstead's got it, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, a man left. At the end of a half an inning, Hawaii nothing, and CSUN coming up for the first time. Well, we are happy to report today that head coach Greg Moore of CSUN had some exciting news to share with us last night, and we want to share it with you today, and we'll do it in bits and pieces so we don't rush anything and try to clump it all together. But here's the good news. Greg Moore last night announced the signing of 5 players for the 2017-2018 season. The newest Matadors are all California products and are all pitchers, as they are expected to bolster the CSUN staff next season. Among the newcomers are 4 junior college transfers: Matt Acosta, Riverside City College; Cassius Ham, El Camino College; Isaiah Nunez, Sacramento City College; and Case Rocco, Cuesta College, along with high school product Joel Casillas of Gar High School. Greg said, as we introduce the late class in the 2017 year, I think it's important to understand how we separate not only the young men we bring in, but also the 2 classes that help build our team each year. The fans know we're going to go out and find the right player with the right level of talent. But I also want good young men that will represent this community and the school. And we think we've got it with the young men that we have now gotten to sign national letters of intent. And I'll go over each of those pitchers who are headed to CSUN next year as we go along during the broadcast today. But that's got to be good news when you can bolster a pitching staff. And CSUN this year, to be honest with you, has a much higher ERA than was expected, although they had some losses last year. When you lose Kenny Rosenberg and Angel Rodriguez, two of your starters, and you've had the injuries this year to guys like Joe Ryan and to, Ray Diaz, the list just goes on and on. It makes it very encouraging to see the team coming in now with some new pitchers next year to help supplement what they already have. All right, Alvaro Rubalcaba comes up to lead things off now against right-hander, and he's a good one. He's a guy that you got to worry about. Brendan Hordug, a 6'3", 195-pound right-hander, a senior from Corona, California. The first pitch to Rubalcaba, taken high for a ball. Rubalcaba has been a different hitter since he moved from the number 9 hole in the batting order to number 1. As I told you earlier, when you're on base 42% of the time, you're doing something right. Next pitch is inside for a ball, and the count 2-0. Brendan Hordug on the mound today transferred from Chaffey College here in Southern California, where he played for 3 seasons. His fastball jumps in for a strike. And Brendan Hordug is really a story of courage and a guy who just would not quit. First here is the pitch to Rubalcaba. Outside ball 3. While he was at Chaffey, Brendan was struck in the head by a line drive while pitching a game in February of 2014. His 3-1 pitch. Swing, pop foul outside of first, doubtful, and it's carried back over the fence out of play. Yeah, Brendan Hordug was in serious condition. They had to put a plate in his head, which is still there today. And as you might imagine, yes, it ended his season after only 20 innings, forced a redshirt year. All right, the 3-2 pitch on the way is low, ball 4, and Rubalcaba is on base again. Now here comes Fred Smith. Fred Smith hit 2 home runs in the ball game Tuesday against Loyola Marymount. He'll be on Meet the Matadors immediately after the game. And as you might think, since he's a small, diminutive infielder, yes, it was the first time he's ever hit 2 home runs in a game. And he did it left-handed. You'll enjoy the interview. All right, here is Smith checking in at the plate. Switch hitter and left-handed. The runner goes. The throw down to second base is not going to be in time. Shortstop couldn't handle it cleanly. And Rubalcaba has a stolen base. And he now, among other things, Alvaro's leading the Big West Conference in steals 13 times, including this time he's been successful. Only 3 times has he been caught. So Greg Moore has them running early today. And they've got a runner at second base with nobody out. You know what Fred Smith wants to do at worst? He wants to pull the ball to the right side and get Rubalcaba to third base. Fred waiting, and here comes the pitch. A bunt, a good bunt to the third baseman. The only play is to first in time. Perfect sacrifice hit. Rubalcaba goes to third, and Fred did his job. And I was mentioning to him today, it doesn't seem like the opponents are giving him as many bunt opportunities this year. But he loves to bunt, and he just laid down a beauty. All right, here is Dylan Alexander. Dylan's been a hot hitter of late, so he's up in the number 3 slot in the batting order today for the ball game. Hordug will work out of a stretch. The infield stays back for a Y. And Alexander sends a fly ball out to right center field. This should mean a run. It'll be caught out there by Alex Fitchett, but Rubalcaba tags and scores, and CSUN's got an early 1-0 lead. You know, they've done it without the benefit of a base hit here in the inning. Walk, stolen base, sacrifice, hit, sacrifice, fly. And just like that, Matadors won. Rainbow Warriors nothing. And Dylan Alexander with a scoring fly ball again. I say again because Alexander had a sacrifice fly in the last game Tuesday against Loyola Marymount. And before that, he had 2 sacrifice flies in a recent game here against UC Riverside. That was the game on April 21st when he knocked in 4 runs, also had a 2-run single. All right, the batter, Albie Weiss. And the first pitch outside. Here comes the next one. Swing and a fly ball that'll fall for a base hit in left field. Going to the track to cut it off is Adam Fogel, and Weiss will hold with a long single. So Albie continues his impressive hitting this year. What an improved hitter he has become. And it was great to see him featured in a fine column a couple days ago written by Robert Morales of the Southern California News Group. And I'll quote to you some of that as we go along today. But in Robert's words, Albie Weiss was kind of a feast or famine guy his first 2 seasons at CSUN. He had 5 home runs and drove in 22 as a freshman, batted just .199. He had 6 home runs, 25 RBIs as a sophomore, but hit .219. Nolan Bumstead takes a strike, 0-1. Not only, Robert said, are his power numbers better, the junior catcher DH leads the Big West Conference with 9 home runs and 39 RBI. And he comes in today batting .288 for the Matadors. Slow curve, just missed to Bumstead. 1 ball and 1 strike. In Albie's words, I think it's just having an understanding of what it is to kind of narrow down an approach at the plate and have an idea of what you want to do up there every day. All I'm trying to do is capitalize with the runners in scoring position. Here comes Hornick's pitch. Swung on, foul ball out of play, hit by Bumstead. Count is 1-2. Weiss wasn't sure whether it was going to be fair or foul in the right field corner, so he did the smart thing. He rounded second base, still going. Albie said in that article, I understand the pitchers probably are not going to give me a lot of good pitches to hit. He said learning to take the curveball the opposite way and not trying to do too much with good pitches to hit also figure large in his year. Here's the stretch now, and Hornug's pitch. Swing, ground foul the other way to third base. Weiss said, I've been able to open it up a bit and been able to go the other way with a breaking ball or even pull a breaking ball. But perhaps the most dramatic rise in Albie's numbers is his slugging percentage. It's up to .564 from .338 as a freshman and .323 as a sophomore. I told Albie I'd save that article for him. I said, do you have 25? He said, no, I have 1. 1-0, Matadors. We're in the first inning. Bumstead standing at the plate. Nolan out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, hitting .268, 3 homers, 19 RBIs. 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, got him on a shoulder-high fastball. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left at the end of 1 inning in Northridge. CSUN 1, Hawaii nothing. Let's talk now about some of those signees that Greg Moore announced last night that will join the Matador pitching staff next year. Matt Acosta is a right-handed pitcher from San Bernardino. Went to Riverside City College. Played his last 2 seasons out there. In over 98 innings of work with the Tigers, he has a career ERA of 2.56. A graduate of Cajon High School in San Bernardino, Acosta redshirted during the 2015 season at the University of Redlands before transferring to Riverside CC and becoming one of the top junior college pitchers in Southern California. In fact, Matt has accumulated a 6-1 record this season out there with a stellar ERA of 1.88 in 72 innings of work. And in Greg's words, Matt is one of the most polished pitchers in Southern California. He commands both sides with a heavy sinker and competes every time out. He is relentless on the mound. Matt Acosta will be at CSUN next year to play baseball. Top of the second inning, 1-0 CSUN. And here is Adam Fogel to lead things off for Hawaii. Fogel steps in, batting .279, 1 homer and 16 runs batted in. Dave Vandervoort now given a lead. Fogel, a freshman out of Palos Verdes, California. Coach says he's had a real good freshman year. Takes the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Fogel is a guy who can help you in many ways. Today he is in left field, but he can also play other positions. He swings with the ground ball to Fred Smith at shortstop. He's up with it. High throw to first. Pulled him off the bag. So Fogel aboard on an error to lead off the second inning. And for CSUN, that is the 56th error this year in 43 games. A year ago, at the end of the season, CSUN had committed 47 errors. That'll bring on the first baseman, Eric Ramirez. Ramirez is a left-handed batter. He is a junior from El Rio, California, hitting only .197, but he's second on the club in home runs with 3. He's got 13 RBIs. He was out 3 to 4 weeks early this season due to a knee injury, so he struggled at the plate. Patient hitter. In fact, he has the most walks on the Hawaii team, 25 walks in 86 at-bats, and has struck out only 9 times. Outstanding first baseman. And here comes Vandervoort with the wind really breezing, and you can see the back of his uniform fluttering in the wind. 1-0 in favor of CSUN. Now the stretch. And the next pitch. Good breaking ball for a called strike. And the count is even at 1-1. Hawaii, clad in their green and gold road uniforms, gray pants. Tay's pitch. Swing and a fly ball back is short. A great catch by Fred Smith. Fred went out, lunged, stuck that glove up behind him and caught it. Nice play. So Ramirez loses a base hit. Fogel remains at first base. And here's the right fielder, Alex Fitchett. Fitchett hitting in the 7th spot today, batting .308 this year. He has 4 home runs to lead Hawaii and 22 runs batted in. That ties Dustin Demeter for the club lead in ribbies. Right-handed batter waiting. Vandervoort to Fitchett. Outside corner, called strike. Fitchett is a senior from El Dorado, California. Has power to all fields. Streaky hitter. In his coach's words, he's got the tools to carry the team. Strikes out a lot. And takes a pitch. High ball, 1-1-1. Let's see, he's had 120 trips to the plate. He has struck out 31 times, and he's only walked 11. Fastest man on the squad. He can run the 60-yard dash in 6.6 seconds. Pitch to him. Started swing, held up, low outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Fogel, the runner at first with 1 man out. Top of the second inning. Opening of a 3-game series. CSUN and the University of Hawaii. Vandervoort's pitch. Swing, a bouncer back at third. Bumstead goes down to second for 1. That's the only play they have. Nolan took 1 step back. It was a high hopper. He fielded it and made an accurate throw to Alvaro Rubalcaba at second. They get the force out on Fogel. Fitchett becomes the base runner at first. Now 2 outs in the inning. And here is the designated hitter, Logan Paulson, coming to the plate. kind of interesting to look down and you see the number 7 hitter today, Fitchett, batting 308. The number 8 hitter, Paulson, batting 304. Pretty good averages for those guys to be that low in a batting order, but they are. Logan Paulson's also a freshman. He's from Huntington Beach, another Southern California. 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Second on the Rainbow Warriors behind Rios in on-base percentage, 426. First pitch misses, ball 1. Paulson has missed 23 games this year. Pretty much the same as when you look at the strikeouts and the walks on his ledger. 250 pounds. Next pitch. That missed inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Paulson is a legitimate two-way player who's also been a pitcher and used to throw 93 and 94 miles per hour. Here's a pop fly to right field. Sablock coming up. The ball will fall in front of him for a base hit. So the Rainbow Warriors threaten. Fitchett at second base. Paulson with the flare single is at first. And here's the 9th place hitter, the second baseman, Johnny Weeks. Johnny Weeks hitting .268 this year. No homers and 18 runs batted in. One more note on Logan Paulson, who just got the base hit, and the guy can throw 93 to 94 miles per hour when he pitches. Yeah, he signed originally with UCLA, but he tore a ligament in his elbow just before entering college. UCLA let him transfer. Here comes the pitch. Found it forward. Got the outside corner. Strike. Tay's hat just blew off toward first base. So he'll go over and pick it up. That's how windy it is. Coach Mike Trapasso of Hawaii says that Logan Paulson will pitch later. Right now he's throwing the ball at 87 to 88 miles per hour, but there is no reason to rush him. Make sure he's healthy. 2 on, 2 out. Right-hand hitting Weeks standing in. The count is 0-1. Matadors lead early, 1-0, second inning. Next pitch low outside for a ball. And it's 1-1. Johnny Weeks is a junior out of Long Beach. Good junior college and Division I college player. Does the little things. Sacrifices, hit and run, go the other way. Very solid. Even keel. Steady player on offense. He'll usually bat second or 9th, and today's 9th. Now, Vandeford with his cap entrenched on his head again. Delivers. Swing. Foul ball back, out of play. The count goes 1-2. CSUN has 3 wins over nationally ranked teams this season. 2 against Vanderbilt at Nashville, and the other against Long Beach State. Long Beach State playing great. The Dirtbags, as they're known, now leading the Big West Conference with a 10-2 record. All right, Vandeford trying to get out of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Foul ball back. Gave him a fastball. You look at the conference games tonight, UC Irvine, 2-7 overall in the league. At Cal State Fullerton, the Titans are 6-3. UC Santa Barbara, 4-5 in the league against UC Riverside out of Riverside. And UCR is 2-10. Cal Poly with an 8-4 league record has a non-conference game tonight at UCLA. UCLA is 19-18 overall this year. 10-8 in the Pac-12 in 4th place. Pitch outside for a ball. And I'll tell you, that Oregon State Beavers baseball team is having a heck of a year. Yes, they're number 1 in the nation. Their record is 32-3. They are 16-2 in the Pac-12 and 5 games ahead of runner-up Cal, 6 ahead of UCLA and Stanford. Next pitch is down low. Full count. So you don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar to figure out that the runners will be going. Fitchett from second. Paulson from first. Why? 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Something's got to happen. And the runners can't get in any trouble, whatever it is. All right, here is the stretch by Tay Vandervoort. Quarles looks to second, holds the ball. Tay likes to use that fastball when he's behind in the count. Likes to get it up. Let's see what he gives. Weeks here. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, foul back. So it's still 3-2. Talking a little about Mike Trapasso, the coach at Hawaii. The first 11 years he was out there, his team was in the Western Athletic Conference. He didn't come into the Big West until 2013. But he told me yesterday it's been a very good move for us. He led his teams to winning records in 9 seasons and guided his teams to 30 or more wins in 8 of those seasons. Runners goes, a ground ball to second. Rubalcaba will go to first in time, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. The air doesn't hurt. 2 men left at the end of an inning and a half. CSUN 1 and Hawaii nothing. Continuing our look at the new CSUN pitchers for next year's ball club. We told you 5 announced last night is coming to Northridge. All Californians, all pitchers. Cassius Ham, 6'2" right-hander from El Camino College, makes his home in Redondo Beach. He graduated from Redondo Union High School in 2014, and he began his college career at Chico State University, where he redshirted 1 season before moving to El Camino. In his first season with the Warriors, Ham went 7-4 and had 85 strikeouts and over 90 innings of work. As a sophomore, Cassius produced outstanding work on the mound with a 10-1 record, a 1.96 earned run average, and 100 strikeouts in 73 innings. He's been named the Southern California Junior College Pitcher of the Week this year after throwing a no-hitter against Bakersfield College. What does Greg Moore say about him? Cassius's work ethic, ability to command the zone, and the use of his big, power-breaking ball have made him into one of the best right-handed pitchers in the state. He's going to keep getting better. Bottom half of the second inning. CSUN 1, Hawaii nothing. Kevin Riley back, and it's good to see him in the lineup. He was out with a dislocated thumb for about 2 weeks, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. When Kevin went out, he was the top hitter on the Matadors with a 299 average. So he's still at 298, 99, but Rubalcaba went to 304 coming into the game today to lead the team. Next pitch to Kevin. Started his swing, checks his swing. They'll appeal to first. Swing, says Ryan Blyberg. So it is now no balls and 2 strikes to Riley. Hartung walked the leadoff batter in the first inning. It cost him a run. Here's the pitch. Riley swings, doesn't get it, and strikes out. Second strikeout then for the Hawaii right-hander. And here's center fielder Justin Turner batting in the 7th spot in the lineup today. Turner comes in batting .287, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. Brendan Hornick throws and the pitch comes down low for a ball, 1-0. Brendan came to Hawaii last season, had a record of 4-7, good earned run average, 3.11. That's some good games. There's a ground foul outside of first. Hornig had 7 shutout innings one day against West Virginia, 8 1/3 innings facing Chicago State when he didn't allow an earned run. And in the Big West Conference opener, he turned in 7 2/3 innings versus UC Irvine, where he did not surrender an earned run. Here comes the next pitch. Turner checks. It's low and outside. 2-1. Hornick set a career record for strikeouts when he fanned 9 Santa Clara batters. He was born in Anaheim, graduated from Santiago High in Corona. He is not a power pitcher. In fact, Hawaii doesn't have a power pitcher. Turner takes the ball, and a count 3-1. When I say about power pitcher, I mean those guys that'll come out there and throw it at you 94, 95 miles per hour. Brendan has command of 4 pitches, and he's a little deceptive on the mound. Here he comes, and he loses Turner down low and inside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk in the second for the Matadors, and that'll bring on the right fielder, Nick Sablock. Coach Trapasso was telling me yesterday that he and Cal State Fullerton have a little friendly wager going on, kind of a friendly duel between the pitching staffs. And, boy, it's with a great idea in mind to try to achieve the top rung in that little bit of bantering that's going on between the schools here in the Big West Conference. Tell you about it in a moment. The pitch, strike on the inside corner to Sablock. Nick comes in today, batting .214, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. Hawaii's pitching staff has the best control of any team in college baseball this season. And Cal State Fullerton is almost even with the Rainbow Warriors. Sablock in left-handed waiting. Throw to first, runner back. In 326 innings this year, Hawaii pitchers have walked 75 opponents. In 334 innings, Fullerton hurlers have walked 81 men. So, in 8 more innings than Hawaii, Fullerton has issued 6 more walks. You know what it works out to for both teams? 2 walks per 9 innings. Very good. Changeup, swung on a miss by Sablock. And he's in a hole 0-2. Hawaii lost 85% of its pitching staff after last season. One to nothing Matadors, bottom of the second. Turner, who just walked us at first base with 1 out. Riley Conlon's on deck for CSUN. Now the stretch by Hornung. He'll go to first and drive Turner back. How's Justin doing this year as a base stealer? Not bad. 6 out of 9 successes. Rubicalba got his 13th steal in the first inning. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on, hit foul on the right field line. CSUN now has stolen 39 bases and been caught 15 times, about 70%. Opening game of a 3-game series. Game time here tomorrow and Sunday, 1 o'clock. Now the stretch. The next pitch to Sablock instead is a toss to first base. And the runner gets back. This Hawaii pitching staff only has 1 left-hander. They had a second man, Patrick Martin, but he tore his ACL, and he'll have Tommy John surgery this week. Throw to first, runner back. The left-hander is a pretty good one for Hawaii. His name is Dominic DeMiro. In fact, he began this season as Hawaii's number 1 starting pitcher. Now he's number 2, depending on the Hawaii opponent. We will not see him start either tomorrow or Sunday. All right, Sablock waiting, the pitch. Breaking ball, foul back, hanging in there. If you joined us a few minutes late, Alvaro Rubicalba of CSUN opened the bottom of the first with a walk. Stole second, took third on a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt by Fred Smith, and rode home on Dylan Alexander's scoring fly ball to right field. Good lead for Turner. There he goes. The pitch swung on a miss. The throw down to second. Safe. So Sablock is striking out for the second out of the inning. Turner swipes second. Now here's Riley Conlon. He's the designated hitter today. Conlon batting .237, 3 home runs, and 12 runs batted in. Hornig on the mound throws a 86 to 89 mile an hour fastball, a curve, a changeup, splitter. And he'll use any of those pitches on any count. In his coach's words, he's going to make you earn it. And he remains on an even keel, steady and consistent. Called strike to Conlon. Riley, a switch hitter like his teammate Fred Smith, standing in from the left side against Hornig. 1-0 CSUN, last of the second inning at Northridge. The pitch. That's low for a ball. I'm sure most of you remember a very fine football player named Paul Horning, who won a Heisman Trophy at Notre Dame and later starred for the Green Bay Packers in their heyday. Paul and today's Hawaii pitcher both spell the last name the same, but Paul went with Horning, and Brendan goes with the UG, Horning. In fact, Paul went with I. Brendan goes with the U. What does it all mean? Absolutely nothing. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Conlon, trying to get Turner home and add to the 1-0 Matador lead. This pitch is way outside for a ball. Conlon steps out, takes a practice swing or two, adjusts his batting helmet. The Matadors in their home white, black numerals, red trim. Wind hadn't let up a bit, still blowing out to right field about 20 miles an hour. Here comes the pitch. Fastball stayed inside. When you look at Brendan Hornig's strikeout to walk ratio this season, the numbers jump out at you. He has pitched 77 innings, struck out with 3 today. He has struck out 71. And are you ready? 7 walks. That's an 11-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Walked the leadoff batter today. It cost him a run. The pitch, strike 3 called on the outside corner to Conlon. And Hornig winds up with 3 strikeouts in the second inning. The Matadors leave Turner at second. And as we go to the third inning, CSUN 1, Hawaii nothing. I want to complete the thought on Brendan Hornig's strikeout to walk ratio. 11 strikeouts to every walk he issues. Now that's phenomenal. I was thinking about it last night. I was wondering how that would compare with the Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw's ratio in those same categories last year, because I knew Clayton set a major league record in 2016. He had 172 strikeouts and 11 walks, one of those intentional. That's a ratio of 17 to 1. The major league record before Clayton broke it last year was held by a pitcher named Phil Hughes. He and our friend Brett Saberhagen, the 2-time Cy Young Award winner for Kansas City, a graduate of Cleveland High School in Reseda. Hughes and Sabes both had, at one time, strikeout to walk ratios in the majors in one season of 11-1. So Kershaw just shattered that last year. And if you want to go back the last 3 seasons before this one, Clayton Kershaw struck out 712 hitters and walked 85. That's better than 8.5 to 1. Lifetime, Kershaw's ratio is 4 to 1. Amazing. Third inning. Dylan Vashilek leads off and hits the ball into center field for a base hit on the first pitch. So Dillon's 2 for 2. He opened the game with a single. And he's on again against Tay Vanderford. That'll bring on Dustin Demeter, who popped up to second. First time up. Demeter has been struggling lately on defense at shortstop. He leads Hawaii with errors with 13, but he's needed to play there because of his offense. Throw to first, runner back. He can also DH, but he strikes out 3 more times than he walks. Had 130 at-bats so far. 22 strikeouts this year, 7 walks. Now the stretch by Vanderford backs off the rubber, chasing the runner back. Andrew Weston coming off a complete game shutout the last time out. Will pitch tomorrow for CSUN in the 1 o'clock game. And his opponent is going to be a fellow who is pitched very well right now this year. In fact, his record is 3 wins and no losses for Hawaii. And that is Jackson Rees. And then on Sunday, CSUN will pitch Sam Myers, coming off a complete game, just like Drew Weston had last weekend. They were back-to-back complete games. Myers had a career-high 11 strikeouts Sunday. He'll face Neil Uscali, who's already won 6 games, the top winner for the Rainbow Warriors. All right, here's Demeter waiting. Throw to first, runner back. Vashilik tried to steal second base in the first inning, and Dylan Alexander cut him down with a throw to Alvaro Rubalcaba, who applied the tag. The next pitch on the way, outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Hawaii has 29 underclassmen on its 36-man roster. They have 14 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 11 freshmen, along with 7 seniors. Vanderford set. Goes to first. A little closer. But Vucilik gets back. We have seen a number of teams this year in college baseball in the games we've covered who have had 5, 6, and 7 seniors on the roster. That's been a common practice. Here comes the pitch. Very high. And Vanderford is in trouble. 3 balls and no strikes now to Demeter. Hawaii already has a base runner. There's nobody out. And the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place hitters are coming up for Hawaii. Vanderford needs to throw a strike here. He does on the inside corner, taken. And a count 3-1. 3-1 count is usually a running count. You could well see the runner go here, either a straight steal or a hit-and-run play. The stretch. And Vanderford walks off the back of the mound. About that time, a gust of wind blew up. And I think he was trying to decide whether he'd throw to first base again. Now the stretch. Runner does not go. Pitch is swung on and lifted to right and deep. Sablock going back, and it is gone. A home run for Dustin Demeter to give Hawaii a 2-1 lead. And yep, we saw that coming before the game ever started. Get it up in the jet stream, and it's going to go out today. And sure enough, 2-run blast for Dustin Demeter, giving the Rainbow Warriors the lead over CSUN. That is the 5th home run that Vanderford has allowed this year. Sam Myers has yielded 7. Andrew Weston has given up 5. They lead the team. 36 home runs given up now by the Matadors in this, their 43rd game. So about 1 a game. All right, here is Kekai Rios, who singled his first time up. Here's the pitch. Fastball away. If you heard Coach Greg Moore in the pregame show, he said even though the wind is blowing out today, gustily, I don't want my pitchers to change their game plans. The next one's a breaking ball, good for a call strike. And the count is 1-1. Two runs, 5 hits, no errors for Hawaii. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for CSUN, top of the third. Next pitch, fastball low and outside. And that makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Tay's next pitch. Hit foul off to the right. It was windy here Tuesday when Loyola Marymount came in. I believe the wind today is blowing a little stronger to right field than it did Tuesday. Not by much, but a little. And what do we have Tuesday? 6 home runs, 3 for each team, and 28 runs. A little 18-10 pitching duel. Vandervoort deals. Strike, 3 call. Fastball inside corner above the knees. Rios is gone. First out of the inning. First strikeout today for Vandervoort. And here comes the third baseman, Josh Rojas, who's lined out to third his first time up. The Matadors hold a 29-16 edge over Hawaii in the all-time head-to-head baseball series. The pitch swung on and a fly ball hit out to left center field and deep. Going back Turner to the wall. It is gone. Another home run for the Rainbow Warriors. This one by Josh Rojas. And now it is 3-1 Hawaii. And Vandervoort has allowed 2 dingers to the last 3 batters in the game. And that was no cheapie. It's 390 feet to dead center. And that ball went out maybe 10 feet to the right of the 390 sign. Hawaii has scored 3 times in the third inning and taken a 2-run lead in Northridge. Here's Adam Fogel, the left fielder. He was safe on Smith's error first time up. And the pitch taken for a strike. Count 0-1. CSUN has won 3 of 4 series from Hawaii, including taking 2 of 3 games here at Matador Field last season. Next pitch. That swings low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fogel waits and takes a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. CSUN has won all 5 series with Hawaii, played against them here at Matador Field in team history. 3-1 Hawaii in the third. Next one way outside and low for a ball. Rainbow Warriors finished 23-30 last year. They split 24 games in the Big West Conference. Here comes the next one. Way outside for a ball. 3-2 count. So the Rainbow Warriors, 22-14 at the moment this year, 4-5 in the conference. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up. In shallow right field, backing out Rubicalvo from second base, has to lunge back, and he can't hold on to the ball. And into second base, the hustling Adam Fogel. That was a wind blown. Are we going to call it an error? Are we going to call it a base hit? It will be a wind-blown double. Rubicalvo was in trouble from the outset. Anybody would be in a day like this one. So another runner in scoring position for Hawaii with only one out in the third inning. Here's Eric Ramirez up. He popped out to the shortstop. Shortstop Smith is played almost directly behind the second base bag. And here's the pitch from Vandervoort, and it's on the outside corner for a strike. Tough inning for Tay. Leadoff single, two-run homer for Demeter. After a strikeout, another home run by Rojas. And now the freakish double by Fogel. It won't look like a freak in the box score. Base hit. Swing, ground ball to second. Rubalcaba on the grass in right field, feels it and throws him out. Fogel goes over to third base on the second out of the inning. And that'll bring on the right fielder, Alex Fitchett, who was aboard on a fielder's choice first time up. Fidget hitting a little over 300 for the year. Here comes a pitch from Vandervoort, and that's a high strike call, 0-1. Fitchett has been hit by 6 pitches this year. That's second to Dylan Washulik, who's been hit 9 times on the Hawaii team. The next one, chased and missed. Appeared to be down and away. And Alex chased that one. 3-1, Hawaii. Here in the inning, 2 home runs, a double, a single. Vandervoort comes back. Fastball low. Nice block by Dylan Alexander. Got 1 and 2. Vandervoort reading Alexander. Now he's ready. Swings into the windup, and here it comes. Breaking ball lifted to right center field to deep. Sadlock and Turner, and it's Turner to make the catch for the final out. Hawaii strikes for 3 runs, 4 hits. Man left at third base. At the end of 2.5 innings, Hawaii 3, CSUN 1. Let's go back to the announcement that CSUN has signed 5 pitchers to national letters of intent for next year. Isaiah Nunez, a 6'3" left-handed pitcher from Sacramento City College, is coming to Northridge. He transferred to Sacramento City College after prepping at Endercombe High School in California. He's been a staple on that pitching staff for the last 2 years. As a freshman, Nunez had an 8-1 record with a 2.52 ERA in over 71 innings. Talk about strikeout to walk ratio. Get this one. 71 innings. Isaiah has 50 strikeouts and 3 walks. This season, he's continued his strong work, registering a 6-2 record, a good ERA, 2.36. He's also a top student in the classroom. He made the dean's list with Sacramento City College last year. Of him, Greg Moore says, for the past 2 years, Isaiah has been getting outs. I expect him to surprise a lot of people the way he goes about his craft and helps Matador baseball. Bottom of the third inning. Hawaii 3, CSUN 1. Alvaro Rubalcaba at the top of the order leads off. Brendan Hornug now with the lead delivers. Alvaro shows bunt, takes a strike. Hornug walked Rubalcaba in the first inning. Alvaro stole second, went to third on a sacrifice by Smith, and scored an Alexander's sacrifice fly. Next pitch is low and outside for a ball. Top of the order coming up for the Matadors in this inning. The pitch. High pop fly back at third. Who's going to get it? Third baseman Josh Rojas moves in front of his shortstop, Dustin Demeter, and one hands it. One away for Fred Smith. In 4 of the last 5 home games, the Matadors have scored 10 runs. They beat UC Santa Barbara 10-8 on Nolan Bumstead's 3-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Whipped UC Riverside 10-4 and then 10-3. And lost to Loyola Marymount 18-10 on Tuesday. As a result, they've raised their batting average about 12 points. Next pitch, a looper to the shortstop. Caught by Demeter for the second out. Here comes Dylan Alexander now. Bright sunshiny day in Northridge, 80 degrees at game time. The wind's now 20 miles per hour. Blown out to right field, as the Matadors found out when Dustin Demeter and Josh Rojas hit him out. Although Rojas had hit the center field, really. Alexander takes the strike, it's 0-1. Albie Weiss's single in the first inning is the only Matador hit up until now. Meanwhile, Hawaii has 7 hits, including the 2 homers. Hornig's first pitch. A ball, the next one a strike, and it's 1-1. CSUN trying to get to 8-5 in the Big West Conference with a 5th straight league victory this afternoon. They'll have to come from behind. Alexander swings and doesn't get it. Yep, the last time the Matadors had a winning record in the conference until the last week or so, 2013. Hornig's pitch, breaking ball. Hit down the left field line, but foul. Had the distance, but foul. Fred Smith with 2 home runs here on Tuesday. Also doubled, drove in a personal best 4 runs that day. The next one to Dylan is down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right-hander against right-hander in this spot. Hornig winds the pitch to Alexander. Very high, ball 3. 3-2. Here comes your payoff. It's outside, ball 4. And Alexander draws a 2-out walk, giving Albie Weiss, the Big West leader in home runs, a chance with 1 swing to tie it. Albie singled his first time up. Weiss has now hammered 20 home runs in 3 seasons with the Matadors, and he will be back next year. He's only a junior out of Agoura High School. Swings and doesn't get the first one. They count 0-1. You're wondering, Brendan Hornung has allowed 2 home runs this year in about 80 innings. Weiss waiting. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hornig looks over to first base. Alexander the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing. High fly ball. Right center field. Hit deep. Out of here. A home run for Albie Weiss to tie the ball game. His 10th this year. His 21st as a Matador. And we're 3-3 in the 3rd inning. Yeah, what a great year he's having. 41 runs batted in, 10 home runs, and hitting about 290. Boy, it's wonderful to see a young baseball player improve as Albie Weiss has done. I mean, last year he struck out one of every 3 times he came up. He had by far the most strikeouts in the conference. There's a called strike now to Nolan Bumstead. What a difference the year makes. Here comes Hornig. May I also add, Hornig has now given up 3 home runs this year in about 8 innings. Bumstead struck out first time up, the pitch to him. Little tapper up along first, the pitcher over to field it. Underhands in time to get him. But Weiss does deliver on one swing of the bat as hoped for by the Matadors. The 2-out walk to Alexander on a close 3-2 pitch made it possible. At the end of 3 innings in Northridge, CSUN 3, Hawaii 3. How about another upcoming Matador pitcher who's agreed to come to Northridge next year? Case Rocco, left-hander, 190-pounder out of Cuesta College in Santa Maria, California. He's from Santa Maria, and Rocco graduated from Rigetti High School in 2014. First team All-Area selection following his senior season. For the past 2 seasons, he's played at Cuesta College in San Luis Obispo, California. After playing in the outfield, Rocco has become one of the top left-handed arms in the region this year. So far this season, he's gone 5-2, fine earned run average 2.63, and 59 strikeouts in 61 innings. Greg Moore says of him, Case, and he spells the first name C-A-Y-C-E, is a late bloomer who's fairly new to pitching and has blossomed at Cuesta College. He's got the tenacity, the stuff, and the work ethic to be a driver on this staff at Matador land. New ball game, 3-3 on a Friday afternoon. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Ross Porter. Thanks for clicking us in on your computer on GoMatadors.com, and you're on the CSUN Sports Network. Today it's video live and audio live. And here's Logan Paulson to lead things off and fouls the first pitch off, 4th inning. Paulson single first time up. Big left-handed batter. Vanderford back even. Delivers a slow breaking ball for a called strike, and he's ahead 0-2. Weeks on deck, and then Vashulik, the next one. Fastball in on the hands and popped up down the middle of the diamond. Who's going to get it? A collision? No. And a catch made by Fred Smith. The shortstop at the last minute lunged in front of second baseman Alvaro Rubalcaba and one-handed it. That could easily have been a collision. Infielders in a situation like that usually have in advance talked about some sort of a signal or some sort of a voice message they're going to carry out. The batter is Johnny Weeks, and he rams the first pitch into right field for a single. That is the 8th hit of the game off Tay Vandervoort, and yet he's even 3-3. Hawaii's had at least a hit in every inning. One on, one out, and here is Dylan Vashulik looking for his 3rd hit of the day, and we're only in the 4th inning. He singled, was caught stealing in the first, singled and came home on Dustin Dimmoter's homer in the 3rd, but broke a 1-1 tie. 1 out later, Josh Rojas homered to make it 3-1, but Albie Weiss slugged the 2-run homer in the bottom of the 3rd to even the ball game. First pitch misses, ball 1. Vandervoort set. Delivers. Low and outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Dylan spells the first name D-Y-L-A-N. That figures. The second name ought to be in a spelling bee next year. V-C-H-U-L-E-K. 2-0 pitch. Swing, ground ball to short. Chance for two. Smith the Rubicable for one. Back to Weiss. Matador double play. Just what Vanderford needed. At the end of 3.5 innings, CSUN 3, Hawaii 3. Now let's tell you about the fifth pitcher that Greg Moore announced last night would be coming to Northridge to pitch for CSUN next year. And he is the only one of these young men we know of, or at least in the announcement, who is a high school pitcher. His name, Joel Casillas, from Gar High School in Southgate, California. He has posted a career earned run average in high school of 2.68. Already with an array of experience, Casillas also has played travel ball. Greg Moore says Joel comes from a traditional power at Gar High School. He's a consistent worker and winner who loves to be in close games. With the way he uses his cutter, Joel is tough at bat in high school, college, and beyond. Those 5 members announced last night joined the 6 Matadors that signed last year in the first class. They include catcher Ben Martz of Thousand Oaks High School, shortstop Brandon Bonig of Chatsworth High, left-handed pitchers Danny Pimienta of Poly High, Wesley Moore of Vauxhall Academy, right-handed pitcher Austin Turner of Bakersfield Community College, and utility player Trevor Casanova of El Camino College. So 11 new Matadors have been announced. And that doesn't mean recruiting is over. Kevin Riley leads off and takes the strike. The next one's high to count 1-1. Riley struck out first time up. Kevin returning to the lineup today. Here's a little soft liner to the second baseman, grabbed by Johnny Weeks. That's out number 1. Here's Justin Turner. I did not ask this morning about the new pitcher coming in next year, the right-hander Austin Turner, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Austin is not Justin's younger brother. You cannot take it to the bank because I don't know, but I'll find out. The first one to Justin. Swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. So 8 of the 11 players that Greg has announced is coming to CSUN, 8 of the 11 are pitchers. And as some wise man once said, in baseball, you never have enough pitching. Turner takes low to count 1-1. 1 out, nobody on. 3-3, bottom of the 4th. The next one, that's down low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Justin Turner. Now, Justin not only plays center field, he also pitches for CSUN. We talked about Paulson doing that for a while. Justin pops it up. The catcher can't find it. Doesn't matter. It's over the screen and in the stands. And it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Turner. The wind has not let up a bit. 20 miles per hour blowing out to right field. Horning reaches in the glove into his windup. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing outside, ball 3. Justin walked into the second, stole second base. Rubicable stole second base in the first inning for the Matadors. Now, your payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and Turner strikes out. Two gone in the bottom of fourth. Here's Nick Sablock, who struck out swinging first time up. Brendan Hornung, in his first 10 starts before today this year, turned in 4 complete games. 4 of his team's 6 this year. He is averaging 7 2/3 innings a game. That's excellent. Sablock swings and fouls it. The count is 0-1. Nick taking a walk out of the batter's box. Now the right-hander set his next pitch. Down low, 1-1. If Hornick's going to miss, he's going to miss up. He'll throw a 2 and a 4-seam fastball. What he wants to do, he wants to get you out front. And the next one swung on and missed, and he's ahead of Sablock 1-2. Brendan will throw a lot of splitters, split-finger fastballs to left-handed batters. That's his main pitch to him. Let's see what he gives the left-handed Sablock here. Here it comes. Down low. 2-2. No, the other style for him when he's pitching, his other plan, wants to get that batter out front on a changeup that might be out of the strike zone. Now the 2-2 pitch. High and away, ball 3, 3-2. Hornick has walked 2 men in the first 3 innings, stopped the presses. He'd walked 6 in 77 innings this year before today. Sablock sends a fly ball out to left center field, and it's the left fielder coming across, Adam Fokel, in front of his center fielder to make the catch, and the Matadors are retired in order. We move along to the 5th inning in Northridge, California. CSUN 3, Hawaii 3. Greg Moore is pleased with the 66 wins that CSUN had in 2015 and 2016, but some of the team's greatest accomplishments came in the classroom. The Matador baseball players had a 2.88 grade point average for the fall 2016 semester. That was the 3rd highest grade point average since 1998 here. As Greg said about his team's academic performance, it's simple but not easy. The classroom is the player's office. And in talking with many of them, it's clear that they went day by day, maintained energy throughout, and set new personal bests. That's what it's all about. They got it done. 75% of the returning Matadors, 75% improved their cumulative GPA last fall. And of course, that success has been made possible with the help of a tremendous support system at CSUN. They've received guidance from the coaching staff and peers, along with academic tutoring and assistance from staff at the Matador Achievement Center. And the Matadors have posted their highest semester GPA since the fall of 2009. Good for them. 3-3 tie. We go to the 5th. There's home run hitter Dustin Demeter standing in. And Vandervoort's first pitch swung on and missed. Dustin popped to second first time up, and then drove one up and into the wind and out of here to right center field for a home run in the 3rd that put Hawaii ahead 2-1. Left-handed batter waiting. Here's the pitch. Missed inside, and a count 2-0. K-Kai Rios on deck, and then Josh Rojas. CSUN has been out hit 8-2, and it's still even. Vandervoort's pitch. Nice breaking ball. In called strike. And the count goes 1-2. These two teams back tomorrow for a 1 o'clock game, same time Sunday, in the final game of this series. Hawaii's not going to go home until Monday morning. They're not going to be rushing to make a flight Sunday night. Here comes Vandervoort, high and away for a ball, and that makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hawaii will go home for the next 2 series and stay there against Fullerton and Irvine. Then they come back here to play Long Beach, and then they go home to finish off against Santa Barbara. The pitch, a breaking ball that just missed. Vandervoort wanted that. He thought he got it on the outside corner. But it's ball 3, 3-2. Demeter waits. Another 3-2 offering. Ground ball up the middle, but Smith is there behind the bag, and a shortstop gets him at first. There is where positioning pays off. That's where scouting pays off. 1 away. K. Rios coming up. If Fred Smith is playing his normal position, there is no possible way he feels that ground ball. It's over the second base bag into center field, and Demeter has a base hit. Rios has singled him and called out on strikes this afternoon. Vandervoort delivers, and he's down low with it for a ball. Six of the 9 Rainbow Warriors already have base hits in this game, and we just started the 5th inning. Here's the next one. In there, breaking ball for a strike. And the count is 1-1 to Rios. The word is that K. Rios will be drafted next year after his junior year at Hawaii. Young man out of Oahu. The pitch, fastball, down low. And a count 2-1. 3-3 tie. Top of the 5th inning. Vandervoort delivered. Breaking ball, bounced wide at first. Weiss diving stop. Throws the ball to the pitcher. Covered in time. Beautiful play. Albie Weiss running to his right, left his feet, gloved it, and went on the ground from his knees, threw a strike to Vandervoort coming over. Wonderful play. Big leaguers don't do it any better than that. Again, you've got to give Vandervoort some credit, despite the sparkling play by Albie. Vandervoort broke when the ball was hit to the bag. If he stands around and watches it, they got no play at first base. Here's Josh Rojas, line to third before he homered to right. In fact, he homered to center, more center than right center. Left-handed batter in waiting. First pitch misses, ball 1, 1-0. Vandervoort trying to get into a rhythm. Here's the pitch. Fastball, good for a strike. 1-1. Tay gave up 2 singles in the first inning. A single with an error also thrown in the second inning. In the third inning, a crisis. 2 home runs, a double and a single, and 3 runs. Single in the last inning, and 2 ground outs here to start the 5th. And here's a fly ball hit the deep right. Sablock back at the wall. Home run. Second and 2 at bats for Rojas, and it's 4-3 Hawaii. Get it up, and you'll get it out in right field today. 4th home run of the ball game, the 3rd by the Rainbow Warriors. And Josh Rojas comes through with a 2-out, bases empty home run to make it 4-3. Rojas only had 1 home run all year coming into this game. In about 140 at-bats. Here's Adam Fogel. He's been safe on an error and doubled. First pitch misses, ball one. Vandervoort comes back, fastball, swung on, driven. Over the left field wall, gone. Another home run. Woo! That one was hit to left field. 4 home runs by Hawaii, and they all come in the third and fifth innings of this game. We mentioned it early. Hawaii, in its first 36 contests this year, had hit only 14 home runs. Today they have 4 in 5 innings off Tay Vandervoort. And Vandervoort now has given up 8 home runs to lead the Matadors in gopher balls. Here is Eric Ramirez. Popped to short, bounced to second. Hawaii 5, CSUN 3. Vandervoort got Demeter and Rios on ground balls to begin the inning, thanks to a sparkling stop by Weiss for the second out. And then back-to-back homers, Rojas and Fogel. The next pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-0. That was Adam Fogel's second home run this season in 31 games. The next pitch, swung on a ground ball to Weiss. He's got it. Will carry it over for the unassisted putout. But 2 long balls break the tie. And at the end of 4.5 innings, Hawaii 5, CSUN 3. This series continues tomorrow afternoon with a 1 o'clock start Pacific time. We'll have it for you on GoMatadors.com. Live audio only tomorrow. Live audio and live video on Sunday for that 1 o'clock battle. Matadors are concluding a 7-game homestand this weekend with this 3-game series against Hawaii. Matadors trying to start a new winning streak today. They had their 3-game winning streak snapped Tuesday against Loyola Marymount. Although they came from 6 runs behind in that ball game to tie it after 7 innings, 9-9. Told you the Matadors have won the last 4 games they played in the Big West Conference. Long Beach State's on top in the league at 10-2. Fullerton is 6-3. Cal Poly's 8-4. Then the Matadors at 7-5. Hawaii is in a 5th place tie with UC Santa Barbara. Both teams are 4-5 in the league. Riley Conlon, the Matadors' 9th place hitter today, will lead it off. He'll be followed by Alvaro Rubalcaba and Fred Smith, as Brendan Hornung once again has the lead at Matador Park. We mentioned earlier that Hawaii does not have what they call a power pitcher on their staff. And their coach tells me, I'm not sure we'll ever have a power pitcher in Hawaii. We have certainly improved ourselves the last few years as far as offense is concerned. So Eric Ramirez coming out of that first base dugout a little late. That's been the hold up, and now we're ready to go. And here's Conlon, who's called out on strikes first time up. The pitch to Riley. It's in a little bit high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Five to 3 in favor of the Rainbow Warriors. The pitch. Swung on. And foul back 0-2. In case you're wondering, as I was, how many miles will the Hawaii baseball team travel this year to all these games? 30,000. Yep, each round trip to the West Coast alone is 5,000 miles. This year, the club flew to Minneapolis for 4 games in a tournament. 2-1 pitch. Conlon hits a ground ball up the middle into center field for a base hit. CSUN has the leadoff man aboard for the second time in 5 innings. Rubalcaba got a leadoff walk in the first and eventually scored. Hawaii coach Mike Trapasso is telling me that recently the Hawaii team came over to the mainland, played a series up at San Luis Obispo against Cal Poly, and just stayed in California till their next series at Riverside. Pitch high. And it's 1 ball, no strikes to Rubalcaba, who's walked, scored a run, has a stolen base today, and popped up to third his last time up. The Hawaii team will go home, be there 5 days, and leave again. Next pitch high, 2-0. And the coach says Hawaii baseball is not in an ideal situation. It can be a grind. Coach Trapasso told me about this time of the season, it comes down to drinking coffee and taking Ambien. Next pitch misses outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. And another thing that's not in the favor of the Hawaii baseball program, they cannot play any midweek games over there like the other Big West Conference schools do here. Here comes the pitch. That's taken for a strike, and a count 3-1 to Rubalcaba. No team can spend $40,000 to fly to Honolulu to play just 1 game. No way. So Hawaii has to schedule 4 and 5 game series to make it work. They do draw pretty good crowds over there, though. 5-3, Hawaii leads it on the bottom of the 5th. Conlon, the runner at first for CSUN. Nobody out, the pitch. Rubalcaba takes high, ball 4. That's his second walk today. He is leading the Big West Conference in walks. That's number 23 for him this year. And now the Matadors have the tying runs on base, nobody out. Fred Smith, Dylan Alexander, and Albie Weiss coming up. Catcher K-Kai Rios goes out to the mound to talk to Brendan Hornung. And one thing they might be discussing, if Fred Smith is up there to bunt, and that's a distinct possibility, what are we going to do? I'm going to try to field it. Do you want to take it and go to first? How do you want to do it? All right, Fred stands in. Here's a pitch. He's around a bunt. Takes low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. I'm surprised to note that Fred Smith only has 2 sacrifice hits this year. Here's Coach Trapasso coming out. And we'll see if he's ready to make a pitching change. He thinks a lot of Brendan Hornung. Did I mention that the coach says that Brendan is my favorite pitcher I've ever coached? Just because of what he's gone through. A plate in his head after taking a line drive. A comebacker, line drive, 3 years ago at Chaffey College. And Mike's going to leave him in. Maybe that conversation had to do with Smith and Bunning. We'll know. Maybe. Here's the pitch. Fred takes around a bunt, down low inside, ball 2, 2-0. So here's Hornung with that exceptional strikeout to walk ratio. He just walked his third man of the game after walking 6 men, 6 in the first 10 games. How do you figure? Now the stretch. Smith in left-handed. 2-0 pitch. Runners go. Ground ball down to second. The throw to the shortstop for 1. Back to first. A double play for Hawaii. Wow. That was interesting. They took the bunt off, let Fred Smith swing away. The runners were moving. And the ground ball to Johnny Weeks. He fielded it, fed it to Destin Demeter. Back to Eric Ramirez at first. And Hawaii gets a much-needed double play. So that turns things around in a hurry, doesn't it? Hoping to have men at second and third and 1 out. Down by 2. Instead, the Matadors wound up with Conlon at third. 2 out. Here's Dylan Alexander. The pitch. High for a ball. Sacrifice fly, a walk, a run scored. I guess what the coach said to the pitcher was, why don't you just serve up a ground ball right now and we'll all feel better about things. And he did. Now Hornung wants to take a walk out behind the mound. Something came on the field out in the left field corner, and they're going to run that down. That's what's interrupted play at the moment. All right, here's Alexander, pinwheeling the bat from the right side, waiting. Hornung out of a stretch, and the pitch. Very high for a ball. With a man at third base, let's check the wild pitch situation. Brendan has thrown 3 this year. 5-3 in favor of Hawaii. The right-hander kicks a deal. He's outside with the next one. 3 balls, had no strikes to Alexander. On deck, Albie Weiss, whose 2-run homer in the third inning, knotted the ball game at 3. Hawaii came back with back-to-back 2-out homers from Rojas and Fogel here in the 5th to grab the lead back, 5-3. 3-0 pitch, strike, outside corner. Hawaii has 10 hits in their first 5 at-bats. CSUN has only 3 hits. Pitch hit foul. Down the left field line, and the count goes 3-2 to Alexander. Brendan Hornung trying to get his 6th win of the year. He's lost 3. Neil Uskali, who will pitch here Sunday, 6-2. Here's the pitch. Swing, ground ball up the middle, diving try, no, base hit center field. RBI for Alexander. Conlon's home, and now it's Hawaii 5, CSUN 4. Shortstop Dustin Demeter sprinted to his left, dived, and could not cut it off. So Alexander with a 2-out clutch RBI single that gets the Matadors a little closer here in the 5th inning. 5-4. Here is Albie. Weiss has singled and hammered a 2-run homer, his 10th of the year, good for his 40th and 41st RBI. The pitch, taken down low for a ball, and it's 1-0. $14 hits in the ball game. Only 4 for the Matadors, and they're within 1. Weiss grounds going wide to third. Third baseman on his knees has got it. Down to second. Beautiful play for a force out on Alexander. Josh Rojas not only has hit 2 home runs today to fuel the Hawaii attack, he just made a sparkling defensive play, and the Matadors are gone. But they get a run on a hit, and at the end of 5 innings, Hawaii 5, CSUN 4. You know, of Hawaii's first 36 games this year, 26 have been played in Honolulu. And over there, most home games are televised. Because of that, the school, the University of Hawaii, has been allowed by the NCAA and Big West Conference to use video instant replay on an experimental, limited basis. Now, there can be reviews on whether a batted ball was fair or foul, whether an outfielder made a catch or trapped the ball, and also on any scoring play at the plate. That can be reviewed by the umpires. Now, there are only 4 or 5 TV cameras used in Honolulu. The networks, well, they could have 12 or 14 or 20. You know how many reviews they've had this year? 1. Was it a possible home run, fair or foul? That's it. We go to the 6th inning. Hawaii 5, CSUN 4. I'm Ross Porter. Hope you're having a great Friday. Thank you for being with us today on GoMatadors.com. Live video and audio. You're also on the CSUN Sports Network. Here's Alec Fitchett to lead off. And Tay Vandervoort's first pitch settles in for a called strike. Fitchett aboard on the fielder's choice in the second, fly to center in the third. He'll be followed by Logan Paulson and Johnny Weeks. Lower third of the Rainbow Warrior lineup. Batting order. Pitch outside. That evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fitchett waiting for the pitch. That's on the way. Very high for a ball. CSUN led 1-0. Hawaii got 3 in the third for a 3-1 lead. Albie Weiss hit a 2-run homer for the Doors in the bottom of the third to tie it. Hawaii got 2 in the fifth on back-to-back 2-out homers. CSUN back for a run in the bottom of the fifth. Next one in for a strike. The count 2-2. After today, CSUN has 12 games left. 6 of them here at Matador Park in Northridge. Tay Vandervoort delivers. Swing, pop fly, down the middle. Who's going to get it? Turner's in a hurry from center field. He gets there and one-hands it. Rubalcaba and Smith went out. And Turner had to come a ways to get to it, but did. 1 away, top of the 6th. Here's Logan Paulson. The designated hitter has singled, popped up to short. A dozen games to go, half a dozen of them here. Hawaii, of course, will be in the ballpark tomorrow at 1 o'clock and Sunday at 1 o'clock. First pitch a called strike to the left-hand hitter, 0-1 to Paulson. Matadors play Cal State Bakersfield here May 9th. That's a Tuesday. Next pitch, nice off-speed breaking ball. That's been the best pitch today for Tay. And the count 1-2. And after Bakersfield on May 9th, the season-ending 3 against Cal State Fullerton, May 19th, 20th, 21st. CSUN also has 3-game series on the road at both UC Irvine and Cal Poly. Here's a fly ball to left field, a long run over there for Kevin Riley. It's a base hit, a wide turn at first, and Paulson may get trapped. Nope, he gets back at first base. Paulson had designs on going to second. He really wanted it. He really wanted it. But he weighs 250 pounds. And the more he thought about it, the more he thought, no, I don't want to get the coach mad at me. I'll just stay here. Play it safe. And it worked out well for him. Alexander's going to the mound, and I don't know whether he hurt himself on that pitch or not. Apparently not. Greg Moore and the trainer were on the way out, and they were waved back. Alexander went out to check on his pitcher first. Hawaii continues to have at least a hit per inning. They now have had 11 base knocks today. 4 home runs. Here's Johnny Weeks. He's grounded to second and single. The pitch. That is taken high for a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. 5 runs, 11 hits. No errors for Hawaii. 4 runs, 4 hits. 1 error for CSUN. Top of the 6th inning. The pitch, a ground ball to the second baseman, Rubalcaba. Back to Smith for 1. On to Weiss. It is a Matador double play. At the end of 5.5 innings, Hawaii 5, CSUN 4. Well, we've got a moment. We want to congratulate a young man named Hunter Green. He's 17 years old. He's a student at Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, California. He is an exceptional baseball player. Hunter Green is featured this week on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine. Hunter becomes the first California high school athlete ever to be on the cover of SI. And I believe Sports Illustrated got it started in like 1954. Hunter Green is a pitcher and he is a shortstop. His fastball has been clocked at 102 miles per hour. Many baseball experts believe Hunter will be the #1 choice in the June draft in the major leagues. The article written by Sports Illustrated's Lee Jenkins is a magnificent article. May I recommend to each of you that you find a copy of SI and read it. And one of the things that stood out to us as we went through the article last night, the fact that Hunter had a sister who at the time was 5 years old. She was diagnosed with leukemia. She was placed in the Southern California hospital. Hunter Green stayed in his sister's hotel room night after night after night. He'd dress there, he'd go to school there, he'd come back. He'd go to baseball practice, he'd come back. He is a wonderful young man, and if you want to find an inspirational story and think about, you know what, maybe the next generation will be a good one in this country. Whatever you do, friends, buy or find this week's Sports Illustrated and read the story on Hunter Green. You will be glad you did. Here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hawaii 5, CSUN 4. Nolan Bumstead leads it off for the Matadors. 0 for 2 this afternoon. Brendan Horning's first pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind still whipping out the right field. At least 20 miles an hour. Bumstead wraps one to deep left field. It's got a chance to go. It is out of here. Home run, Nolan Bumstead. And the Matadors have tied it again on their second home run of the afternoon. Albie Weiss had a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning that tied the game at 3. And Nolan Bumstead just blasted his 4th of the year, picks up his 20th RBI. And it's 5-5. Interesting, the Matador home runs today have gone to left field or left center field. The home runs, the 4 hit by Hawaii, have gone to where the wind's blowing out in right field. Here's Kevin Riley. He sends one out to center field. It's caught, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So Riley's 0 for 3 on his return to the CSUN lineup after suffering that dislocated thumb. Kevin showed me that thumb about 3 or 4 days ago, and it was considerable swelling. And he was saying, I just can't grip the bat I want to. So he stayed out a few more days, and now he's back in there. Here's Justin Turner. He walked and struck out. Out hit 10-5. The Matadors are even, 5-5. Turner takes a strike. Matadors have had 2 home runs and 3 singles. Hawaii's hit 4 home runs. And they both have 5 runs. Turner waiting from the left side. Hornings, 0-1 pitch. Swing, foul ball off the left side, backing out of play. Hawaii has players from 8 states and another country on his baseball team. Turner waiting. And the 0-2 delivery. Fastball low, bounced away from the catcher, 1-2. Of the Rainbow Warriors' 36 players this year, 20 are from California, 6 from Hawaii. The state of Washington has supplied 3, Colorado 2, New Jersey, Arizona, Utah, Illinois, and Canada, 1 each. Next pitch low. Even count to Turner, 2-2. Justin steps out for a moment, thinking things over, looks at his bat. Now he comes back in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing, foul ball off to the left again, out of play. The Matadors today trying to beat Hawaii for the 30th time over the years. And this is their 46th meeting. Trying to go 8-5 in the Big West Conference with a win. Turner takes, it's down low. Another full count, 3-2. Now Hornig has already walked 3 men after walking 6 all year. 3-2 pitch. Line drive into center field. A base hit for Justin Turner. So Bumstead opened the inning with a home run to left. Riley flied to center. Now Turner singles to center. And here's Nick Sablock. He has struck out, flied to left. The pitch counts are building for both of these starting pitchers. We're in the last, the 6th inning at Northridge. 1 on, 1 out, 1 in. Sablock waiting. Runner goes, the pitch low, the throw down to second on a bounce. It is not in time. CSUN has its 3rd stolen base of the game. Rubalcaba swiped second in the 1st inning. Turner stole second in the 2nd inning, and Turner just did it again. Tie-breaking run in scoring position with 1 out in the 6th. Sablock up to be followed by Riley Conlon. Sablock waiting. Here comes the pitch. High fly ball to right field. It's hit deep. It's got a chance to go. Home run for Nick Sablock. And CSUN has jumped ahead of Hawaii 7-5. Well, the Matadors finally got one in the air to right field, and it went out. And for Sablock, his 4th home run, he picks up his 19th and 20th runs batted in. And I just noticed, friends, that the Hawaii pitcher is Colin Ashworth. He came in when we were talking to you about Hunter Green, and so Harnong is out of the ball game. He'll have a no decision. He went out tied 5-5. 7-5 Matadors. Here's Conlon. And he sends a ground ball to the second baseman. Weeks comes up with it, going to his left, tosses to first in time, and there's your second out. Hawaii hits back-to-back homers with 2 away in the fifth inning. And now in the sixth inning, Bumstead and Sablock hit home runs to get the Doors even. And now ahead. 3 runs home here in the inning. 3 home runs today for CSUN. 4 home runs, Hawaii. No surprise if you're here. Here is Alvaro Rubalcaba taking a strike. Alvaro has walked twice and in between popped up. Ashworth delivers, and that is outside for a ball. Colin Ashworth, right-hander. He's in his 9th game, a record of 1-0, an ERA of 4 1/4. He's only worked 12 2/3 innings. He's now allowed 3 home runs this year, with a 1 hit out by Nick Sablock. Ashworth, another Southern Californian from Placentia, 6'3" junior. They're very high on him in Hawaii, and the pitch misses, and the count goes to 3-1. Ashworth changed his arm angle recently. He's now more 3/4 arm than coming over the top. He comes back and got a called strike in, and it's 3-2 to Alvaro. Colin went to Arizona State and then Orange Coast College. He's a good athlete. He's the nephew of a former Major League pitcher, Floyd Bannister. Next pitch had hit him, I think. He's wincing in pain, and sure enough, if it wasn't going to be ball 4, it was inside anyway. It hit him. So Rubalcaba goes to first base. 2 outs, and here's Fred Smith. 3 runs in. CSUN leads Hawaii 7-5. Fred Smith is sacrificed, lined to the shortstop, and wrapped into a double play. And that's going to be it for Ashworth. We're going to have another pitching change. So Ashworth leaves. He works 2/3 of an inning. He could be the losing pitcher if Hawaii cannot rally. And we will see who's going to come in out of that Hawaii bullpen to take over. It's bound to be a right-hander. They've only got one left-hander. They got to save him. And this pitcher is Matt Richardson, a 6'2" junior from Lodi, California. And he's brought on, 3rd pitcher of the game to be used by Hawaii. Matt Richardson has been struggling. He has been in 9 games. His earned run average is a little over 6. His record is no wins, 2 losses. He has worked 16 innings and allowed 20 hits and 13 runs. 10 strikeouts, 8 walks, allowed 6 doubles. And opponents written a little over 300 against him. Richardson has a power sinker. He throws it at 87 to 89 miles per hour. And his coach says he'll be better next season. Well, everybody wants to improve. "28 runs were scored here Tuesday in CSUN's game with Loyola Marymount. Today, we've only had 12 runs scored. And we're in the 6th inning. Rubalcaba, the runner at first base. 2 men out, and here's Fred Smith in from the left side. The pitch. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1. The stretch by Richardson is next one. Swung on. Fly ball hit out to center field. It's caught out there by Dylan Vashulik to end the inning. However, the Matadors send 7 batters to the plate. 3 of them score. Home runs by Bumstead and Sablock with a man aboard. Get the Matadors the lead back. We go to the 7th inning. CSUN 7, Hawaii 5. Andrew Weston goes to the mound here tomorrow in the 1 o'clock game against Hawaii. Drew coming off of a complete game shutout against UC Riverside 6 days ago. He won it 3-0. Weston, in his career at CSUN, now has a record of 14 wins and 7 losses. And tomorrow, he will duel the unbeaten Jackson Rees, who's 3-0 for Hawaii. Dave Vandervoort gets the lead. He's back on the mound. CSUN has not led in this ball game since it was 1-0 after 1 inning. Hawaii got 3 in the 3rd thanks to 2 homers. CSUN tied him at 3. It was 5-3 Hawaii, 5-4, and now, because of the 3-run 6th and the 2 long balls, 7-5 for CSUN. A change in left field. Kevin Riley comes out, and Eli Arona replaces him. Eli, an outstanding defensive outfielder. And leadoff man, Schleck hits a ground ball that eats up Bumstead, goes off his chest and winds up out in left field. That was hit very hard. And we'll see if it's a base hit or it's an error on Bumstead, but that ball was really tagged. Bumstead's going to be charged with an error on that one. Okay. Leadoff man aboard. Here's Dustin Demeter. He swings, fouls the first one back. Demeter has popped up in a 2-run homer to the 3rd that broke a 1-1 tie. No, it didn't. It offset a 1-0 CSUN lead, put him ahead. Then he grounded to short last time up. Second error of the game on CSUN. Demeter in from the left side, representing the tying run in this game. Vandervoort still out there in the 7th inning. Steps off the rubber. In the CSUN bullpen, Connor O'Neill is getting ready. Tay Vandervoort trying to go as far as he can. Comes to the plate and bends it in for a strike, 1-1. Tay's breaking ball today has been his best pitch. That slow breaking ball. Tay, transferred from Glendale College, has an 88 to 91 mile per hour fastball, good cutting fastball. His slider's about 80. Changeup, 78, but it sinks and fades. Next pitch is very high for a ball. Vandervoort is one of the strongest players on the CSUN team. He's 6'2", weighs 215. He has worked out, though, to thin out his upper body and increase his shoulder mobility. He's ready. Goes to first. Got him. Vandervoort picks Vusheklik off. for the first out in the 7th inning. Great move. And the center fielder caught. I think that's the second time this year that Dillon has been picked off. Count 1-2 to Demeter. Vandervoort can go back to a windup, which he does, and here it comes. High and away, ball 2. 2-2. Tay went from Glendale College out of high school to the University of Tennessee. Spent 3 years there, but he was hampered. He was out 2.5 years due to injuries, back injury. He comes in, the pitch is swung on, popped up outside of third. Bubsted backing out, and the ball lands behind him. And only now is Demeter going to first base. He stood around the plate and watched it. I don't know why. There was a pop-up back at third, got up in the wind. It fell. And the Rainbow Warriors have a runner. Got to be a base hit. Nothing else. Bumstead was in trouble from the outset, and he was backpedaling, and the ball landed behind him. Demeter happily accepts the hit, his second of the game. All right, here's Kekai Rios coming up. And Greg Moore is going to the mound. We'll try to check and see what the pitch count is for Vandervoort. 105 pitches, says Nick Bocanegra, our man on the spot. We'll see. Yep, that's going to be it for Tay Vandervoort. He will go out leading, and as a result, he could still notch his 5th win of the season. And Connor O'Neill is going to be brought in for what the Matadors hope will be an 8-out save. Vandervoort met by his teammates as he goes toward the third base dugout. And here's Connor O'Neill. So Tay battled it today. And he goes out with a 7-5 lead in the ball game. He surrendered 12 hits in this game. That was a wind-blown single for Demeter. Connor O'Neill comes in for the 21st time. So he has been in 21 of the Matadors' 43 games this season. He has 4 wins, 3 losses, and 5 saves. Opponents are hitting .216 against him. He's worked about 37 innings. He has 48 strikeouts, 17 walks. He has allowed fewer than 1 hit per inning. He has uncorked 9 wild pitches and hit 3 batters. So Connor O'Neill comes in, has an 88 to 92 mile per hour fastball. However, his changeup sets up the fastball. And yet, some people say that Connor's best pitch is an 80 mile per hour curveball. But he's one of those guys who can throw any pitch for a strike. Fearless. Usually good location. And now he will face Rios. With Demeter at first, 1 out. CSUN 7, Hawaii 5. We're in the top of the 7th. Ross Porter with you today from Northridge, California. And we really appreciate you joining us today on GoMatadors.com and the CSUN Sports Network. We're back tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Back Sunday, 1 o'clock for the other games in this series with Hawaii. O'Neill's first pitch, a breaking ball. And it's a little bit high, ball 1, 1-0. O'Neill holds a couple of school records, 12 saves. That's a single season save record here. 27 saves, the career record. And he misses again, ball 2, 2-0. Last year, O'Neill started 3 games. He relieved in 20 others. The 2-0 pitch. Good fastball in for a strike, 2-1. O'Neill was expected to be in the starting rotation this year. And then Joe Ryan injured his shoulder in March, and all those plans got thrown out the window. Connor set, stretches, the pitch. Swing, fly ball to right. Sablock takes 2 steps over and gathers it in. 2 outs for Josh Rojas, who's hit 2 home runs today after lining out to the third baseman. Connor O'Neill is a tremendous story. He was not offered a Division I scholarship coming out of high school in the state of Washington. So he went to Central Arizona for 1 year. Got ready to leave there. Again, didn't have a scholarship offer from a Division I school. His older brother Spencer was on the CSUN team, 2 years older than Connor. The pitch. That's taken for a called strike, 0-1. So O'Neill came to CSUN really as a walk-on. And what a career he's had over here. The next pitch, breaking ball, half swing. And that'll be a called strike. He went too far. 7 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for CSUN. 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors for Hawaii. Top of the 7th inning. O'Neill's pitch, fastball. That stayed inside. Two balls and 1 strike to count. Albie Weiss, Nolan Bumstead, and Nick Sablock have homered the day for CSUN. Weiss a 2-run blast. Sablock a 2-run shot to break the tie in the 6th inning. Here's the next one. Down and away for a ball. And O'Neill behind 3-1. Connor was drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the 32nd round last June, but decided to return to CSUN. And boy, are they glad he did. Josh Rojas waited. The 3-1 pitch to him is way outside, ball 4. And Hawaii has a tying runs on base with 2 away in the 7th inning. And here's Adam Fogel, who homered his last time up. Earlier in the day, he had a double and was safe on an error. Connor O'Neill, a week ago today, recorded a career-high 10 strikeouts in a game here against UC Riverside. And he did it in 5 1/3 innings in relief and got the win. Two on, 2 out. Hawaii up in the 7th inning. Adam Fogel, right-handed batter, waited. O'Neill's pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-0. We'll be with you tomorrow at 12:48 Pacific time for the Greg Moore Show. GoMatadors.com. Live audio only for the 1 o'clock game start. Here comes the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Dustin Demeter, the runner at second for Hawaii. Josh Rojas is the runner at first. O'Neill stretches. And the 1-1 pitch. Missed outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Adam Fogel. Connor O'Neill kicking away at the pitching rubber. Fogel waiting from the right side of the plate. The coaches in Hawaii want to see him put on about 20 pounds. The freshman waits in the pitch. Strike 2 on the inside corner. And O'Neill honors the call, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The feeling is that Adam Fogel will be drafted, not next year, but the year after when he finishes his junior year in Honolulu. Very high on him. Doesn't like to walk. Let's see what happens here. The 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3, 3-2. Fogel has walked only 11 times this year and about 130 at bats. He has struck out 29 times. 3-2 pitch with 2 out. The 2 runners will be on the move. There they go, and the pitch is swung on and a foul ball off the third base side. CSUN trying to win its 5th straight Big West Conference game and up their mark in the league to 8-5. Looking for victory number 21 this season. Three balls and 2 strikes to left fielder Adam Fogel. Batting with runners at first and second and 2 away in the 7th inning. 7-5 CSUN. O'Neill ready. Here he comes. Low, ball 4 to load the bases. Demeter goes to third, Rojas to second. Fogel is now on at first. O'Neill's walked back-to-back hitters after getting Rios to fly out. And now here's Eric Ramirez. 0 for 3 today. He's popped to short. He's grounded out to second. He's bounced out to first. Big moment in the ball game. 7th inning. Hawaii down by 2 has the bases loaded. And Eric Ramirez at the plate. A man who's hit 3 home runs this year. On base percentage, .390. O'Neill fires. And it's in and over for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Ball game coming up on the 2-hour and 20-minute mark. We're in the 7th inning. We went 4 hours and 3 minutes here Tuesday. O'Neill stretches. 1 strike pitch. Swung on and foul tipped, and the count goes 0-2 to Ramirez. Eric Ramirez was out 3 to 4 weeks early this season due to a knee injury. He's been struggling at the plate, trying to get back to where he was. He does lead the Hawaii team in walks. He has walked 25 times this year. O'Neill ahead of him, 0-2. Here it comes. Bouncing away from Alexander. A run's going to score on a wild pitch. Here comes another man to the plate. The throw to O'Neill. He is out. So a daring bit of base running on the part of Josh Rojas. He tried to score from second base on a wild pitch. Demeter had already come across easily on the wild pitch and went to the backstop. Alexander got to the ball. Here came Rojas. O'Neill alertly covered at the plate, and they got him. A 2-1 put out at the plate to end the inning. Hawaii gets 1 run out of it. 1 hit, an error, a wild pitch, a couple of walks. And at the end of 6.5 innings, CSUN 7, Hawaii 6. CSUN keeps the lead, barely. Tying run thrown out the plate on a wild pitch. Alexander feeding O'Neill. 7-6 CSUN. Here's Dylan Alexander lifting a foul ball back and out of play. Alexander today with a sacrifice fly. Then walked and scored on Weiss's 2-run homer in the third. Single homer run in the fifth that cut the Hawaii lead to 5-4. And it was then that Bumstead hit a tying home run in the sixth. And Nick Sablock in the same inning belted a 2-run homer to put them ahead. And now Hawaii back for 1 run in the top of the seventh. And we got a 7-6 ball game. Alexander at the plate. Fouls one back 0-2. The next one swung on, and this ball is lifted into right field. Playable. Alex Fitchett comes up and makes the catch. 1 out. Matt Richardson is still on the mound for Hawaii. Here's Albie Weiss again. He has singled, wrapped the 2-run homer, his 10th of the year, and then hit into a force out his last time up. The pitch. Ground ball to third. Glove there by Josh Rojas. Looks at the ball, takes it out of his glove, and throws Weiss out. 2 away. Nolan Bumstead coming up. 1 for 3 today with that leadoff homer in the 6th inning that squared it at 5. The Doors have been out hit 12-7, but they lead the ball game by 1. 7th inning. Jordan Tuitt coaching at first, and he's going to talk to Bumstead coming down toward the plate. Chris Hom coaching at third. Riley Goulding, the Matador bench coach. Chris Hom is paying respect to Nolan Bumstead. He's not only in the coaching box, he's about 15 yards up the left field line, standing next to the umpire. All right. Jordan and Nolan have had their conversation. Now here's the pitch. And Richardson comes down, low and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch stays inside. That's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Bumstead. Batting with 2 out and the bases empty in the last, the 7th inning. CSUN 7, Hawaii 6. The pitch almost hit him. It did hit him. Nolan Bumstead. Hit by pitch. Would you believe, friends, that is the 16th time that Nolan has been hit by a pitch this year. He was hit 13 times last year. 1 fewer than his teammate at the time, Brandon Berry. So CSUN has a runner at first base. And here is Eli running to bat for the first time after taking over from Kevin Riley in left field. And the pitch taken by the right-handed hitter. Low, ball 1. Eli batting 177. Now time called. Coach Mike Trapasso of Hawaii headed out to the mound. And they get somebody up out there in the Rainbow Warrior bullpen very quickly. And Richardson will stay in. When Hawaii bats in the 8th, Eric Ramirez, who was at the plate when Josh Rojas was thrown out trying to score from second on a wild pitch to tie the game in the 7th, Ramirez will still be up there. That'll be Alex Fitchett and Logan Paulson against Connor O'Neill. All right, a run awaiting. Bumstead takes his lead off of first base. CSUN has already stolen 3 bases today. Bumstead bluffs, doesn't go, but the ball goes to backstop on a wild pitch. And Nolan gets to second base anyway. 2 balls and no strikes now to Arona. Nolan put a pretty good bluff on, but he was not going. And that pitch zipped to the backstop. Now Bumstead waits at second base. The pitch to Arona. And the pitcher steps off the rubber. Now it's in, and it's a strike, and a count 2-1 to Eli. Richardson stretches in his pitch. Swinging a ground ball to center field. Base hit. Here's Bumstead around third, headed home. He will score, juggling the ball to center fielder, and that allows Arona to go to second base on an error. And it's 8-6, CSUN. And Eli Arona comes through with his 5th run batted in of the season. A clutch 2-out hit up the middle. This all started with 2 out with the hit batsman and the wild pitch. So Hawaii literally gave CSUN a run here in the inning. And now the Matadors lead 8-6. Justin Turner stands in. The center fielder, Dylan Vashulek, will be charged with an error. And the pitch to Turner is inside, ball 1, 1-0. I'm assuming that was a single and an error. Center fielder bobbled the ball. Next pitch swung on and missed. One ball, 1 strike to Justin Turner. 3 errors in the ball game, 2 of those on the Matadors. Matt Richardson's pitch. Swing, line drive to first, speared nicely by Eric Ramirez. And that'll end the inning. But Eli Arona comes through with a 2-out RBI single. Matadors score a run. And as we move along to the 8th inning, CSUN 8, Hawaii 6. On the Major League Baseball scoreboard on this Friday afternoon, Baltimore leads New York 5-1, bottom of the 5th. Mets lead the Nationals 5-3, bottom of the 4th. The Red Sox in front of the Cubs 5-2, middle of the 4th. Mariners 2, Indians 1, they're in the top of the 5th. White Sox ahead of the Tigers 3-2, top of the 4th. Reds and Cardinals played a scoreless first inning. Phillies and Dodgers tonight in Los Angeles. Eighth inning. CSUN 8, Hawaii 6. Connor O'Neill back on the mound. And Eric Ramirez at the plate when his teammate was caught stealing in the last inning, waiting from the left side. The pitch is in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. CSUN has been playing baseball since 1959. They weren't always CSUN. They were San Fernando Valley State at one time. Fastball is swung on and driven to deep right center field. Way back, and it is gone. A home run for Eric Ramirez. And now it's CSUN 8 Hawaii 7, and that is the 5th home run today, folks, for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. 5 home runs, and they're still down by a run, but they're fighting. And they got 6 outs left. So Connor O'Neill surrenders his 4th home run of the year, but 5 home runs for Hawaii. 2 of them by Josh Rojas, Dustin Demeter, Adam Fogel, and now Eric Ramirez have the others. The batter is Alex Fitchett, 0 for 3 today. Hit into a force out and hit 2 fly balls caught in center field. O'Neill goes into his windup and a pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1. CSUN led 1-0. Hawaii went up 3-1. It was 3-3. 5-3. Hawaii. 5-4. 7-5 CSUN. 7-6. 8-6. Now 8-7. Connor O'Neill building to the windup. Here comes his next one. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Alexander will have to dig it out and throw to first, which he does. And Fitchett's out on the strikes. 1 gone. Here's Logan Paulson. Singles in the 2nd and 6th innings. In between, he popped up to shortstop. O'Neill pumps, fires. Breaking ball, called strike to Paulson. Hawaii continues to get at least 1 hit in every inning of this ball game. The next one, down away for a ball. In succession, Hawaii has had inning by inning. 2 hits, 1-4. 1-2-1. 1-1. 13 in all. Next pitch, a called strike, and it's 1-1. Five home runs by Hawaii. Here comes Connor. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Picked up by O'Neill. Guns to first. That's out. Number 2. As Paulson strikes out. That'll bring on the second baseman, right-handed hitting Johnny Weeks. Two out, nobody on. A run in on the Rainbow Warriors' 5th home run of the afternoon at Matador Field. O'Neill works. Breaking ball and a good one. That pitch is working very well for him. It's a called strike. The wind, the pitch. Breaking ball bounced up the middle. Smith, the shortstop, a big hop. He's got it. Throws on the run. He got him. Nice play by Fred Smith. As that ball was headed to center field, took a giant hop on him at the last second. Fred stayed with it, made the fielding play, off balance in a way, fired that ball to first base, and beat the runner Johnny Weeks. 1 run, 1 hit at the end of 7.5 innings. CSUN 8, Hawaii 7. Looking at some of the all-time CSUN baseball records. A lot of interesting categories here. Let's talk about home runs. All-time. The CSUN record. Nah, come on. CSUN played Fresno State March 2nd, 1996. And the Matadors hit 13 home runs that day. Wow. School record for home runs in 1 inning, 5 against Cal State Fullerton in 2001. The same day, 4 of those 5 home runs against the Titans were consecutive shots. The day that CSUN hit 13 home runs at Fresno, they also had 2 other extra base hits to give them 15. Most runs in a CSUN game in history. April 8th, 1997. CSUN scored 31 runs against UC Santa Barbara. 14 of them in 1 inning. That's a record. Matador record for hits in a game, March 7th, 1985. 30 hits against U.S. International. Most hits in 1 inning. The day they ran it up on Santa Barbara, 15 hits in 1 inning, 97. And the same day, 9 consecutive hits against the Gauchos in the first inning of that game. Nick Sablock, whose 2-run homer in the 6th inning is the difference in this one, ready to lead things off for the Matadors. Seven to 6, CSUN. First pitch to Sablock, taken for a strike. New pitcher on the mound for Hawaii. That's right-hander Isaac Friesen. Comes in low. Now I'm going to double-check that. It's Casey Ryan. Casey Ryan out of Westlake Village, California, and L.A. Pierce College. He comes on and becomes Hawaii's 4th pitcher of the day. Sablock up there. The count is 0-2. Nick is struck out and flied to left in addition to his 2-run homer. That broke a 5-5 tie. And there is strike 3 called. So 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. Here comes Riley Conlon. He has struck out, single, scored a run, bounced to second. Casey Ryan, a 6'4", 230-pound senior. Got the best arm on the Hawaii staff, 92 to 93 mile-an-hour fastball. Struggles with his other pitches. Coaches say he has trouble getting a feel for the breaking ball. He was a position player when he played over at Pierce in Woodland Hills, not far from here. The first one to the left-handing Conlon. Swung on, hit foul back of the plate. If you're looking ahead to the 9th inning, Hawaii due to send up the top of the order. Dylan Vashulek, Dustin Demeter, K. Kai Rios. The pitch, swing and a miss by Conlon. And the count is 0-2 as Casey Ryan jumps ahead of him. Ryan in a hurry, pumps, fires, breaking ball a little outside for a ball. So we've seen 6 pitchers used in this game. Vanderford and O'Neill have been employed by CSUN. Next pitch is a fastball. And did it hit him or hit the bat? Apparently, Riley's hanging around the plate, but he's shaking his arm, and here comes Greg Moore to talk to the plate umpire, Stephen Corvey, about whether he was hit by a pitch. Apparently was not. Because Riley's now walking about 25 feet up the line toward first and turning and coming back to the plate area. So not hit by a pitch. And the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll join you tomorrow at 12:48 Pacific time for the Greg Moore Show. Greg always gives us some very interesting information about baseball and about his job and what's going on with the Matadors. So try to tune in early tomorrow, 12:48 West Coast. Live audio only tomorrow. Game time at 1. Andrew Weston will pitch it for CSUN. All right, we're ready to pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit to left field. Playable, circling toward left center to make a one-handed catch is Adam Vogel. There's the second out in the last of the 8th inning. Now here's the leadoff man, Alvaro Rubalcaba. He's been on base 3 more times today. 2 walks, hit batsman. 1 time they got him to pop up. Here on Tuesday against Loyola Marymount, Rubalcaba had a double, 2 singles, and a walk. Against UC Riverside last weekend here, in one game he had a homer and 2 singles. He swings and drives one foul down the right field line, backing out of play. In another game against Riverside, he had a single and a walk. Over at Loyola Marymount 10 nights ago, Alvaro had 3 singles. Against UC Santa Barbara, he had a single, a walk, and hit batsman. He's on base all the time. Next pitch, ground ball to third, throw to first in time. That'll do it for the Matadors. We have arrived in the 9th inning. CSUN 8, Hawaii 7. Here is one of the most remarkable statistics we can give you. Since the start of the 2015 baseball season, when CSUN has taken a lead to the 9th inning, their record is 74 wins and 3 losses. Most of that success attributed to the man who's on the mound trying to protect an 8-7 lead today in the 9th inning, Connor O'Neill. CSUN has won 86 games in that span. All right, here is Dylan Vasheklik. 2 for 4 today, singled in the first and third innings. Safe on an error, bounced out. O'Neill into the windup, the first pitch of the 9th. Strike, high strike. Count 0-1. Dylan Alexander flashes the sign. O'Neill says okay. 1 strike pitch. Breaking ball chopped to third. Bumstead cuts it off. Off balance throw to first. He got him. Nice play. 1 away. Bumstead cut right in front of the shortstop, Fred Smith, to make the play. And gets his man. Speaking of Fred Smith, he will be along on Meet the Matadors just seconds after the final out of this game. So stay tuned. I think you'll enjoy hearing from Fred. Had a 2-home run game the last time out. All right, here's the left-hand hitting Destin Demeter. He's had a home run and a single today in 4 at-bats. Left-handed batter, O'Neill deals. Breaking ball, outside, ball 1. 1-0. They've been out hit 13-8, but the Matadors are 2 outs away from a win. They're 5th straight in the Big West Conference this year. Nice slow curve for a strike, and it's 1-1. Kai Rios is on deck. O'Neill looks down. Ready to go now. Here comes his pitch. Swinging a slow ground ball in front of the mound. Alexander's on it. Fires to Weiss in time. That's out number 2. That ball was tapped halfway between the mound and the plate. Alexander called off O'Neill and made the play. 2 away in the 9th inning. And Kai Rios, the last obstacle between the Matadors and a victory. Two out, nobody on. O'Neill's first pitch to Rios. Outside for a ball. Rios is single, been called out on the strikes. Robbed on a nice diving stop by Weiss, who got him at first. And then he flied to right field. O'Neill trying to save it for Tay Vanderford, and here it comes. That's his called strike, and it's 1-1. Ball game 2 hours and 45 minutes old. A lot of excitement here today. And CSUN trying to open this series with a victory. O'Neill's pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-1. O'Neill entered the ball game with 1 out in the 7th inning. So he's trying to go 2 2/3 innings today for the save, which would be not a save. Yeah, it would be a save. He's 28th of the career. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, another strike. That pitch has been working all day for Connor O'Neill. That's that slow curve. He just bends it up there. And batters have been taking it and taking it all year. He's been that good with that pitch. We told you earlier that 80-mile-an-hour curve might be his best pitch. He's used it today. Here he comes. Strike 3 call. The Matadors win as that slow curve strikes out Rios looking, and CSUN comes back from a 2-run deficit to win the ball game today. The final totals 8 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Matadors, 7 runs, 13 hits, and no errors for Hawaii. Win number 1, 21 for CSUN. 21 wins now in. And today, Tay Vanderford, the winning pitcher, he goes to 5-4 on the year. And credit Connor O'Neill with his 6th save this year, but that career record mounts another one, 28 saves since he got to CSUN. Well, as promised, we get right to it. Time for our post-game show right here on the CSUN Sports Network. Let's meet the Matadors. A chat after the game today with one of the CSUN baseball players. And today it is Fred Smith. 2 home runs on Tuesday. Have you ever had 2 home runs in a game in your life before then?
Never in my entire life. It was definitely a game to remember.
Well, I know that you'll tell me I never went up there looking for a home run, but tell me about the 2 pitches you hit out.
All right, so the first one, I think it was a 2-1 count. I was just looking for a pitch to barrel up, really, and pitcher made a mistake, fastball up, and I mean, what's going through my head, I'm not really much of a power hitter, so I'm really just trying to hit the ball hard every single time, and I kind of just went with the pitch. The fastball was elevated, and it just happened.
And the second one?
And the second one was it was a little more out of the ordinary. It was an 0-2 count. I was battling off a couple pitches, probably a 4-pitch at bat. And then the pitcher had a big 12-6 curveball. He threw on my back foot, and I hit off my shoelaces, and I was able to get up high enough in the air, and the wind luckily took it over.